Hey everyone, it's Riley from Echidna Sewing here, and today I'm going to show you how to make a regular scrunchie as well as a dual layer scrunchie. Now I'm going to show you how to do the regular one first using this purple fabric here, and then with this nice satin and organza I'm going to show you how to do the dual layer scrunchie at the end. You'll also need some pins and some clips, some elastic, fabric scissors, a tape measure, your sewing machine. I'm using the Brother NV50S. I'm also using Resant thread in beige and TNC's regular point needles. Let's get into it.
Start by taking your fabric of choice and measuring out a rectangle that is about 60 centimeters in length and between 12 and 15 centimeters in width, or about 6 to 7.5 centimeters when folded. I accidentally made mine too big here, but we'll fix that later. Now pin or clip those raw edges together, making sure your right sides are facing each other. Turn over one end and clip or iron this down. This is going to become the casing our raw edges go into at the end. Now you can sew 1.5 centimeters from the edge using a straight stitch. As you can see here, I'm sewing about 4 centimeters from the edge. That's because I made mine too big. So if this happens to you, just sew a bit further in and trim accordingly. Make sure you zigzag or overlock the edges after you finish the straight stitch. Now you can turn your tube right side out. Now you can measure your elastic. Do this by wrapping a tape measure around your wrist and then add an extra 5 centimeters to that measurement. This is used to tie the elastic off at the end. Now you can go ahead and feed your elastic through your scrunchie. You can attach a safety pin to the end of your elastic and feed the safety pin through to make it a bit easier, or you can struggle like I am here. After you've fed through the elastic, take both ends and tie it off in a double knot, making sure you have about 2.5 centimeters on the ends. Now you can feed your raw open edge into the enclosed end. Pin and sew as close to the end of the enclosed edge as possible. Don't forget to trim your threads. Now you can fluff out your fabric.
Alright, there's your regular scrunchie done. Now I'm going to show you how to do the dual layer scrunchie.
Now for your dual layer scrunchie, start by cutting out your base piece of fabric. I'm making mine about 12 to 15 centimeters wide and about 60 centimeters in length. Then with my organza, I'm going to make the width 4 centimeters wider than my original base piece, but the same length of 60 centimeters. Go ahead and make each piece into a tube with right sides together. I prefer to use clips over pins, but it is personal preference. Make sure you turn over one end to form the enclosed end. Now you can sew 1.5 centimeters from the edge. I'm using the edge of my presser foot here for convenience. Don't forget to reverse stitch to prevent your stitches from coming undone. If you have a Brother NV50S like I do, your machine can do this automatically. Trim the edges and enclose with a zigzag stitch, or you can overlock the edge. Repeat all of this for your second fabric. Organza can be a very slippery fabric to work with, so I'd recommend taking it slow to ensure you don't pull the fabric. Don't forget to zigzag and overlock. Now you can turn both tubes right side out. I like to iron them both flat for ease in the next step. If you watch the first part of the video, you can see that I've learnt from my mistakes, as I'm using a safety pin this time as it's much easier. I've attached my safety pin to the end of my base fabric and I'm now threading it through my organza layer. Now again with your safety pin, attach it to the end of your elastic and feed your elastic through both layers of fabric. Once you've fed through your elastic, you can take both ends and tie them off in a double knot, making sure you have 2.5 centimeters on the ends. Go ahead and place your raw end of your base fabric inside the enclosed end of your base fabric, making sure your fabric isn't twisted, as this is quite easy to do when you're pulling it through the organza. Pin the ends together and sew shut as close to the end as possible. Now repeat this for your organza layer. Try and match up the joint seam of your base fabric with the new joint seam of the organza fabric.
There you have it, a regular scrunchie and a dual layer scrunchie. Tag us on Instagram so we can see your creations. Thanks for watching, see you later.